Cave diving disasters, the Cenote Kalimba accident. The Systema Sac Actun is the world's longest underwater cave system. It lies along the Caribbean coast of the Yucatan Peninsula with passages that run to the north and west of Tulum. The Yucatan Peninsula is known for its vast number of cenotes used for diving. So here we start our story of the Cenotes Kalimba disaster. So let's dive in. Kent, Hirsch, and Michael Nast were cut from the same cloth, very passionate and athletic men. Michael and Kent had decided that it was time for another one of their great diving escapades, so they planned a trip to Tulum. On the morning of December 9th, 2004, the group traveled to the Cenote Kalimba on the Kalimba Road. Cenote Kalimba is not particularly the deepest underwater cave, but that does not make the dive easy. Shortly after arriving, the group was split into two teams. The teams of 5 descended first, following the main Kalimba guideline to its end, where they would encounter a snap and gap, which is a piece of line about 20 feet long that attaches to the end of the Kalimba guideline to create a continuous guideline. Team 1 would then follow the permanent box. Jin's guideline for approximately 500 feet, installing an additional spool to make a 5-foot jump to the left that closes the gap on the box Jin line and continues on the circuit in a clockwise direction until reaching the Cenote box Jin. Michael, Kent, Jane, and William were to descend shortly after Team 1, allowing them a head start to install the wheels and pads. The plan for Team 2 was to follow Team 1 to the box chain line using the spores and cookies installed by Team 1. So, this is a vivid look at the Cenote Kalimba cave. As mentioned earlier, Team 1 installed a spool that closes the jump on the box chain line before continuing in a clockwise direction. Team 2 would bypass the jump installed and continue in a counterclockwise direction, following the line towards the Cenote's box Jin until they hit thirds. The guide then drove one of the group's vehicles to the Grand Cenote's entrance, believing that the missing members of the group had exited there before returning to Kalimba, where Jane and William would just barely surface, sharing air with approximately 500 psi left in one set of doubles, as composed as they could be in the situation. The guide's stomach sank when Jane and William informed him that Kent and Michael were still in the cave. The guide and 2 other members of the team got back into the water and headed back downstream along the permanent Kalimba. As they reached the 250-foot mark from the entrance, they spotted Kent and Michael with their second stages out of their mouths, facing towards the exit of Kalimba. Kent's main light was still on. Michael was floating at the top of the cave ceiling with his long hose out. Michael's main light was off and put away. Kent's backup light was on and on the cave floor below him. One of the divers from Group 1 was able to get Ken's body out on his own, leaving the guide and the other divers to get Michael's body out. When the bodies of Michael and Ken were brought to the surface, the local authorities took possession of them. The other 3 members of Team 2 remained on the Paso de Legado line during the search. Unfortunately, the search was unsuccessful, and the dive team turned around and swung back to the Paso de Legado guideline. At some point during the return swim, the dive team of 4 became separated into 2 buddy bears. It's not known exactly how far apart the 2 buddy teams were. Jane and William, who survived, stated that they could see the lights of Kent and Michael behind them. Jane and William began sharing air at some point on the Kalimba line and just made it back to the surface in time. Nast and Kent also began sharing their air, inching and inching closer to the exit. Both were determined to survive, but unfortunately failed to make it all the way back to the Cenotes Kalimba in time. Jane and William had a total bottom time of 129 minutes when they were found. Michael and Kent had 148 minutes of total bottom time, giving a very small difference of time during which they had drowned. So, that's going to do it for today's video. We hope you enjoyed our video, though it had a sad ending. And please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to see even more of our incredible videos, and like and share our videos with your friends and family. Hey, we look forward to seeing you in our next video. Thanks for hanging out with us today, and have a great rest of your day.